Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. This morning we're speaking about United Way, who are celebrating the Day of Caring happening on Sunday the 18th of May. Joining us in studio is Kendall Teloka, Resource Development Manager from United Way, and also the Chief Executive Officer of United Way joins us this morning, Gail Sooknarine. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure to have both of you on the show with us. I should say welcome back as well, because we've seen you do some great work over the years, and it's beautiful to learn a bit more about the evolution. So Gail, let's start with you. This is the 15th anniversary of United Way's Day of Caring. Can you tell us how it's evolved since 2013?
So it started off a brainchild of one of our past directors, Gervais Warner. And what United Way used to do is we had a family day for children in community residences. So children would come out all on one day, and we'd have it like a one-day event for children. And then we felt that we needed to do something a little more, get communities and as well as corporate a little more involved. And so we started on projects in various communities. And Gervais was able to get corporate partners involved. And it has grown since then to a yearly event. It is part of the overall United Way Worldwide Day of Action call for volunteerism. And we had a little break during COVID, of course, and then we started back in 2023, and we've seen it grown for the last 2 years since coming back out, and we're hoping this year would be even bigger and we'd get some more corporates and communities involved.
Wonderful. Let's talk about this year. 2025, the theme, Kendall, is United is the Way.
Yes.
What does that mean in the context of community transformation and everything else in between?
Essentially, it means that we can't do anything alone, and together we could go far together. And what we mean to say is that United Way as an NGO, we work with our corporate partners, we work with other NGOs, and we work with communities as well to get these projects executed and implemented throughout Trinidad and Tobago. And there's no way in the world that we could do this by ourselves.
Yeah, very important, of course, coming together. So let's speak about the community and the specific needs that have been identified this year, Gail.
So the projects are usually around our 4 priority areas, which involves youth opportunities, healthy communities, financial stability, as well as community resiliency. Traditionally, projects have been around beautification, so whether it's in schools, painting, cleaning, some repair works, the furniture, maybe electricals, plumbing, kitchen gardens, and then we have some projects in communities. So it could be like a beach cleanup, you know, cleaning up a community center, a common area. It might be a park. It could be, you know, a basketball court or a field. So those are some of our traditional projects. We've had unique projects as well, like planting trees with reforestation. And of course, we're encouraging people to work in their skilled areas. So maybe it could be training, maybe it could be some counseling, some eye testing, some medical care, you know, offering some free services to people in communities.
Something that's so beautiful is that it really encompasses absolutely everything, because many people may think, oh, it's just, as you would have referenced, the beautification. But as you just mentioned there are so many different facets to this and how we can get involved. And speaking about that, Kendall, care ambassadors, walk us through what that is and how people can be a part.
But we love to call our care ambassadors our volunteers, and they are essentially the heart of what DF Caring is about. How they could get involved is essentially companies actually come to us. They choose a project off our list, or they may come with their project on their own, and they go through the process of, you know, seeing what budget that they could afford, or the projects that align to their CSR initiatives, and that's how they adopt the projects. But care ambassadors could also be from communities. So as Gail would rightly say, you know, people in communities could come out and do their own projects. They could clean up a community area, they could do a community garden, they could help out somebody who is vulnerable in the community itself and who is in need. So those are the various ways that people could actually get involved.
Yeah, wonderful. And of course, with volunteers, there's strength in numbers.
Yes.
Last year, there were over 224 volunteers and 58 projects. What are the goals for this year, Gail?
We're hoping for that to be bigger. What we're seeing is that we have some organizations that are looking at bigger projects that they could implement across time. So not just on May 18th, but across the rest of the year, a more sustainable project. So I think that's great, because that's how the entire program is evolving, or the entire day is evolving. And of course, we are hoping to get more companies involved, companies who have never participated before in this day. We're asking new companies to come involved, and just to see what happens in communities and the needs sometimes of these communities.
Now, you've seen a lot of companies get involved and incorporate this into their CSR initiatives, particularly, as you just mentioned there. Again, it's open. Please come and join and be a part of the change. But what advice do you have? How do we actually get this done?
So I think if a company wants to get involved, I think first, have a budget. There would be some costs, meals probably for their volunteers for the day, T-shirts, materials for the project, and then choose a project that is manageable based on the size of the volunteers. So start off small. Start off maybe with something in the community that organization may work in. And then contact United Way. It could be one of United Way's list of projects and proposals we have from community members, or a project that company decides that they want to pick up on their own, and it might be in their skill set. So if it's a service company, whatever the service that company is providing, or if it's a product, something that they could, it could complement their product. And that's what my advice would be.
And for those who are not able to volunteer in person but would like to support, how can that be done?
So by financial support out of not being able to volunteer, and you can contact us through our website at uwtt.com, or by calling our office, 717-8630, or emailing us.
And Kendall, how would you say the Day of Caring fits into United Way's broader mission?
So essentially, United Way's, the Day of Caring itself actually connects the volunteers to our programs, because most of the projects that we have are actually donated to by the volunteers themselves. So in order to kind of sustain what we do, we connect the volunteers to the Day of Caring itself, and it provides this little cycle by which they could actually see where their donations go, and they could actually feel connected to the communities who they give back to. So that is essentially how it fits into our ethos of youth opportunity, community resilience, healthy communities, as well as financial stability.
Are there any particular inspiring moments, or maybe just one that you could share with us that has lived rent-free in your head since it happened?
So last year we had the opportunity to interview some of the children's homes. And as Gail would have started off, she actually mentioned that the Day of Caring started off as a day for the children's homes themselves. So one of the young guys who was a past resident of our home, he said that because of the actual Day of Caring itself, siblings who were separated when they went into the homes themselves, who actually had the opportunity to reconnect with one another. So that actually lived rent-free in my head for the entire year since last year when I interviewed them. And I think that's one of the profound human connections that the Day of Caring provides.
That's absolutely beautiful. Gail, any moments for you that stand out?
Just to see the amount of people come out on the day. So we have seen projects far and wide in Trinidad and Tobago, as far as Matura, down to Point Fortin, and we have projects as well in Tobago. And just to see the camaraderie, the team effort in everybody coming out from as early as 7 o'clock in the morning and staying as late until 6, 7 o'clock in the night, right? And you know, I would visit projects throughout the country, and it's far and wide, and it's wonderful to see that sort of volunteerism in Trinidad.
Yeah, it really is wonderful to see it. Hoping that we're going to see the growth of volunteerism. Very briefly, we have about 30 seconds. Any closing comments? We'll start with you.
I want to encourage companies who have not partnered with United Way before to please contact us, come out, do something in communities, and get involved.
Wonderful. Kendall?
So the May 18th is the Day of Caring, and as Gail said, we would like the companies to come out and participate. Even if you can't do it for May 18th, you can do it afterwards as well. So please reach out to us, United Way TT on Facebook, United Way at uwtt.com, 717-8630.
Wonderful. Well, thank you both so much for joining us this morning. Looking forward to seeing the Day of Caring absolutely just excel. And of course, many more great things coming out of the organization. Have a wonderful day. It's our pleasure. The United Way is celebrating the Day of Caring Sunday, the 18th of May. You can get involved. Check them out on all social media platforms and stay tuned because we have more coming up after this break.